Estuary News tonight, a new business centre for the growing renewable sector in East Yorkshire, a new development at Grimsby Hospital and an abundance of baby footprints in Hull. And later in tonight's programme I'll be talking legends with Justin Knaggs and Paul Mills. Before that, Jenna Salmon and Tammy Maslin on Fitmums in Grimsby. Hello, good evening. Welcome to Tuesday's programme with me, Luke Adams. First tonight, work on a new multi-million pound business centre is now underway in East Yorkshire. The £3.9 million Ergo Centre in Hessle is aimed at the growing renewable energy and environmental technology sectors. It's part of a new partnership between East Riding Council and the University of Hull. Bill Walker, Director of Strategic Relationships at the University, says the project will allow new businesses in the area to prosper.
It needs what we believe as a university.
Work is due to start on new staff accommodation at Grimsby Hospital. The £16 million development will modernise the key worker accommodation block after North East Lincolnshire Council granted planning permission for the site. The block will consist of 96 student units and over 100 studio apartments. Work will start on Monday and is expected to be completed by the end of next year. Hull City Council have ruled out extending the opening times for Hull Fair. The Showman's Guild Yorkshire wanted the fair to operate on a Sunday, but the council says it will continue with its traditional days of opening. The fair is one of Europe's largest travelling fun fairs, which takes place annually in October. Now, a major City of Culture project has reached the halfway stage. Throughout the year, staff at the Hull and East Yorkshire Women's and Children's Hospital have been documenting the arrival of babies born in 2017 and turning it into a piece of artwork featuring the footprint of every baby. Sally Ward, community midwifery sister, says the Born into a City of Culture project has exceeded all expectations.
May was our busiest month. We had about 440 footprints. That was the highest one that we had. A little bit less in June, so every month it does vary. So we're up to about 2,500 now for the 6 months. It's really exciting because we've got that many babies that have their footprints made into this artwork. There was a comment yesterday, someone saying that their baby's due on New Year's Eve, and they're hoping that they're going to make it to have their picture on their footprint on it. So they're all really excited to be part of it.
A pocket park could be the answer to fly tipping in the East Marsh of Grimsby. East Marsh councillors Kay Rudd and Steve Bazant are on a mission to expand their pocket park scheme to other areas of the town. The duo are looking to create a new pocket park which would follow on from the success of the Buffalo Bill Pocket Park. Councillor Rudd explains the idea behind the scheme's expansion.
What we want to do is pick an alley, not a bad one really, but just one that can be cleaned up, tidied up, but with children involved. Get the children involved and get them to clean it up, look at it, how they would want it to look like. Would they want to play in it? Would they want to draw on the walls? Would they want to put flowers, baskets, maybe a basketball net, depending on obviously how wide the alleys are. Would it fit? And leave it to them. So they can take control of what happens and then it's theirs. They own it, don't they? And this is very important that they take responsibility and they can own it. It's theirs. It's what they did and they'll probably keep it ongoing, keep it tidy and learn what flowers to put in at certain times, or if they want to change the walls for anything, just change it. Just change it and enjoy it. We are looking for funding, which obviously in this day and age is very difficult, but I think there was somebody out there that maybe help us with the plants, maybe help us with anything that we might need, sort of clear up, and just take it from there really, because I do think sometimes a little bit now and then doesn't cost an awful lot of money. And if the residents take control of it, they could perhaps, hopefully, fund a little bit themselves. So it takes the onus off other people. Take control of it yourself. So you're putting your little bit of money there, buying a plant or two or a basket to hang out of your back gate or something like that, everybody take a little bit of it and make it theirs. And I think if you own a piece of something, you care for it, don't you? You look after it, and that's what we're looking for them to take control and look after the areas that they have.
The ever-growing Fitmums and Friends fitness group are launching in Grimsby later this year. It will be the 10th club set up. Remarkable achievement. To tell me more, I'm delighted to welcome my first guests tonight, Jenna Salmon and Tammy Maslin. Good evening, ladies. Welcome to the programme. Thank you very much indeed for coming in. First of all, congratulations on the 10th group, which is to launch later this year. Why do you think the scheme has become so popular?
So Fitmums and Friends is much more than just about being a running club. So it's also about the bringing the community together, the friendships that are built between all the different groups and between the communities. So people from different clubs all get together and do events together as well.
The social aspect and helping each other side of it, as opposed to just being running for exercise.
So it isn't just about general health and fitness, like you say there, Tammy, that there's a social context behind the group as well.
Yeah.
Is that why you think then it's become popular, that it does provide an outlet for people to socialise while walking?
Yeah, it's a much more friendly way of running clubs. I was always daunted by running clubs in the past. They always seemed quite intimidating. Whereas with this, the whole group stays together. You work your way through the different mileage groups. So we do everything from 1 mile up to 6 mile. And throughout the evening, you'll be walking along or running along with people stood next to you, having a chat, having a talk about things, talking about the kids, talking about the day. So it's also a bit of a release for people, I think, because they can come and socialise with other people. And
you're never left behind. There's never a point where you're just you're left behind from the group and you're thinking, where's the route now?
So you're all doing it together, doing the ball together.
Yeah.
Now, the Grimsby group is going to be the first one to launch on the south of the Humber.
Yeah.
But judging by what you're saying, girls, you've been involved, you know, obviously before the launch of this.
Yeah, so we've both been involved in some other clubs and have moved over to the North Bank. So I'm going to be club coordinator for Grimsby, having experienced what it's like to run with a club over in the North Bank. So it's really exciting to be coming over to Grimsby, and especially to be the first club in North Lincolnshire. That's all the other clubs are in Yorkshire, so this is going to be the first one with a Lincolnshire title.
Fantastic. And watch this space, Tammy, because as we've seen on the North Bank, it's just grown and grown and grown.
Yeah.
And it started back in 2009 by Sam Barlow.
Yep.
As obviously you both know.
Yeah.
From her driveway with about a group of about 5 people who turned up following a flyer at her son's school. So it just shows small projects, and if you've got an idea, it can just prosper.
Yeah, and that just goes to show like how good this is for it to have grown, and people come into Sam and saying we want one in our community. People actually saying we want you to come, we want you to be in our community is a great thing. So yeah, I think from the events that we've already held in Grimsby, the taster sessions, there's definitely a demand for it, and definitely people want it, which is really positive.
Fantastic result. Yeah. Did the taster sessions then, Tammy, have, like Jenna said, quite a good turnout of eager people wanting this?
Yeah, I've even got friends that live just outside of Grimsby. They're like, I really want to join. That's for me. It sounds and it feels fantastic. So, and the bonus of talking about cake as you're going around is even better. So
I bet you have a whole array of interesting conversation, maybe something we can't mention this time of the evening. Girls, when is it actually going to officially launch?
So our launch night is 27th of September. So it's a Wednesday evening at 7 o'clock. And we will run every Wednesday evening at 7 all the way throughout the year.
Yeah.
So
from the Oasis Academy.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you're both the coordinators. So are you instrumental in sort of navigating a specific route, what will go around Grimsby?
Yeah, so we've planned all the routes. We do everything from, as I say, 1 mile to 6 mile, and there's sort of 4 or 5 different options. And we do a winter route, and then we do a summer route. So there's lots of different options, and then we change it again, so people get lots of variation. And as people will start to get better and better at running, they'll move up into different groups if they want to. We've got people who are quite happy to stay with a 1 mile group, and we've got people who want to train for like 10Ks. So we can accommodate everybody and everything in between, which is really good.
So it's open and accessible to everybody.
Yeah.
And not just females.
No, we do also open up to men and a lot of the husbands and partners, but also anybody who wants to run with the club. It's not just for women. It's not just for people who are fit. It's for absolutely everybody.
So obviously on the North Bank, you've seen a lot of men become integrated into the groups as well.
And don't worry, they don't have to wear pink tops. It is blue for men as well.
Pink's one of my favourite.
Or if you're a woman who doesn't like pink,
some males off there from wearing it. Why do you think people should join this scheme then? Obviously, you're very passionate about it. You love being involved. Why do you think people should join?
It's a fun way of doing a bit of exercise without you realising it. That it's not like you've got to go to an exercise class and you stood there and you think, oh, I've got to do this, because you're chattering and you've got so many people there that are friendly and will help you, even if you just reaching your target and you just want to run a mile. It is such a friendly atmosphere. So that's what I think will be beneficial to help us from a social point of view and from a community point of view.
Because community is very important.
Yeah.
This is a great way of bringing the community together. What do you enjoy most about being involved, Jenna?
For me, I think it's seeing people who are going to come in the 1 mile group and they're going to be really worried about turning up and getting that first step is just getting through the door. So that is the biggest challenge for some people, just turning up on the first night. To in a year's time, we'll be looking at doing the Grimsby 10K, and there'll be people who have come in the mile group and they'll be running 10K and they don't even think they can do it right now.
Fantastic.
So
Very
people
quickly,
who are saying...
Wonderful. Sorry to interrupt there, Jenna. Very quickly, how can people get in touch if they want to join the group?
So we have the Facebook page, so if you look for Grimsby Fitmums on Facebook, and also we have the website. So if you just look in Google for Fitmums, you'll find everything about the club page on there, and it's got all the details about how to join. But the first 3 sessions are free.
Wonderful.
If you come along.
Excellent. I wish you all the best. Thank you very much for
Thank
coming
you
this evening. Time for a break now, but still to come this Tuesday night, a new exhibition in Louth, and Justin Mills and Paul Knaggs on Legends in Hull. Welcome back to Estuary News. Still to come this Tuesday evening, all the latest news from the world of sport, and Justin Knaggs and Paul Mills tell me about their one-night Legends act. But first, a new exhibition is being held at Louth Museum. Industries of Louth tells the story of the town's diverse industrial heritage. Railways and canals which ran through the town allowed it to act as a thriving hub for industries. Nigel Christmas explains the process of how the industries were picked to be part of the exhibition.
Industries in Louth, a new exhibition at Louth Museum, illuminates the town's rich industrial heritage. Goods involving wood, corn, coal, timber and stone allowed the town to become a prosperous hub for a diverse mix of industries, which are now here on display for all to see.
What we tried to do was think about industries in Louth, because industries in Louth have shaped the way that Louth is now. And there were so many of them that we actually had to sit down and think about which ones we were going to concentrate on first, because otherwise we'd have had 100 different labels and 100 different exhibitions up, and it wouldn't have told people the sort of heart of the story of Louth. And what we have is Louth today tracing back some of the streets, some of the pubs, some of the warehouse buildings that are still there, that all originated because of the importance of industries in Louth. So that's the exhibition. I mean, if you just take the canal, Louth Canal, that was so instrumental in the way that all of the industries around there, you had boat building, you had seed crushing, you had bone crushing, which was for fertiliser. So you had that link with agriculture, but you also had links with innovative industries as well. So you had people who actually, when they were doing fertilisers for the agriculture of the area in Lincolnshire, you had people then who began to innovate and make better fertilisers. And so businesses grew, and as they grew, you had the housing and the roads being developed. You had the wealth being generated into Louth, so that you then had shops being created because workers had money to spend. So you've got that sort of cyclical thing where industries provide work, work provides wages, and wages then start to spawn things like, you know, dressmakers, clothes shops, gun shops, all those sorts of things. So that's why we were concentrating on some of the bigger industries in Louth. Outsiders can get a glimpse of just how diverse and dynamic and vibrant Louth was, and it gives them a little bit of insight. Instead of it just being this beautiful little market village or market town, it actually gives them a glimpse of what wonderful heritage there is in terms of Louth itself.
I'm joined now in the studio by Justin Knaggs and Paul Mills, who are set to be legends, courtesy of a one-night tribute act in Hull. Good evening, gentlemen. Welcome to the programme. Thank you very much for coming in. Legends yourself?
Yeah. Yes, I'd always say that, yeah.
But you're going to be impersonating a couple of legends. So first of all, tell me who you're going to be paying tribute to.
I'm going to be Dean Martin.
Okay.
And
believe it or not, I'm going to be Roy Orbison.
So it's a bit like Stars in Their Eyes.
Very much so, very
on
much
the shores
so.
of Hull. When is the show taking place, Justin?
It's this Sunday afternoon, and it's at 1 o'clock at the Willows Club, Holness Road in Hull.
Okay.
And everyone's welcome. It's only £3 a ticket.
Okay. So how much? So £3?
£3 a ticket.
And you can pay on the door as well, I believe, which is
£4 on the door. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Why did you decide to put this show together?
Well, it's something we did back in 2015, and we raised a lot of money, didn't we, for various local charities.
Okay.
We raised over £7,000, and we did shows all over the place, and the country park in Ezel, we filled that twice, didn't we?
Yeah.
So yeah, we're just finding our way now, and want to do it again, and we love the entertainment.
Just enjoy doing it, don't we?
I think that's the thing. If you're passionate about a subject and you enjoy doing it, then you can bring out the best in the actual acts and yourselves as well.
It's always a real good atmosphere. You know, everyone gets drunk, and that's great for me. I love it. Yeah.
And will this event be going on for most of the day on Sunday?
It'll be
about 3 hours.
Till about 4:30.
Okay. So you've got the stamina and your vocal cords already.
We'll do our best.
Justin, why did you particularly decide to pay tribute to Dean Martin? Is he a favourite act of yours?
Yeah, well, I grew up with my dad, and my dad was a massive Dean Martin fan.
Okay.
So that's all I ever had. I was brainwashed as a child into Dean Martin.
Like a lot of our musical influences.
Absolutely.
And Paul, the great Roy Orbison.
Yeah, I've always loved the music, but never tried to sing a song until a few years ago. Yeah, and then
there he was.
What's your favourite Roy Orbison track?
It's got to be In Dreams.
Yeah, very good song.
Yeah,
very good song. You can't really dance to many of Roy Orbison's songs, but Penny Arcade is one what you can sort of like feel your feet moving to.
Yeah.
Now, as well as the male vocalists you're going to be paying tribute to, I believe there's a certain Dusty and Scylla, no surnames required, who are also going to be impersonated.
Yeah, and also she does a good Petula Clark and a few others.
Okay.
So very good, and also the other lady with ourselves, she does Brenda Lee. So if there's any Brenda Lee fans out there, you're in for one hell of a treat, you know.
So a broad range of music, something
all
hopefully
tastes,
to suit all tastes, and a range of
easy listening music, and there is some get up and dance. And also, if there's any Elvis fans out there, I've got one of the up and coming youngsters who's going to perform and do a few songs as well.
So is he going to be there on Sunday?
He's going to come support the show and get himself up and shake his stuff.
Fantastic.
So,
Gentlemen, if people want to come to this event, it sounds great fun, and a great range of music. How can people get tickets for the event?
Well, it's contacting the Willows Club direct.
Yeah.
They're open most hours of the day, mainly after tea time.
Okay.
They've got a couple of big shows on this weekend, Friday and Saturday, and also they can contact me on my Facebook. We've got a page on It's Vegas Promotions. We've always used that, and we're up and going now again.
Great, fantastic. So lots of ways to get
try and raise some money for charity.
Wonderful, a great cause. I hope it goes well. Thank you very much for coming in this Tuesday evening.
Thank you very much.
Now here's Jack with all the sports news.
Hull City face Frenchside FC Nantes this evening in their penultimate pre-season match ahead of the new campaign. The visitors tonight finished 7th in Ligue 1 last season and are managed by former Leicester City manager Claudio Ranieri. Tonight's game is to be played at Hull KR's home of Craven Park. This is due to the KCOM Stadium pitch undergoing some repairs ahead of the start of the Championship campaign that begins in 2 weeks' time. Len Slutsky's players will be looking to impress their manager ahead of the season start on August 6th. The game will provide fans on home soil to catch a glimpse of new signings Ola Aina and Kevin Stewart. However, captain Michael Dawson won't be available this evening. He is serving a one-match suspension after being sent off on Saturday in the game against Benfica. Tonight's game kicks off at 7:45. Grimsby Town are also in action tonight. They take on League One Blackburn Rovers at Blundell Park this evening. Russell Slade is planning to give run-outs to 3 new faces. Former Plymouth Argyle defenders Carly Osborne and Jamil Roberts are set to play for the Mariners tonight, as well as former Wigan defender Jordan Mustoe. There is some speculation that Osborne is to permanently join the club very soon. However, Slade is going to be without Harry Clifton, Akwasi Asante, Sean McAllister and Jamie Osborne for tonight's game, as they are all ruled out through injury. Tonight's game kicks off at 7:30. North Ferriby United lost 3-0 last night to Halifax Town in former manager Billy Heath's first game against his former club. Former Villagers striker Tom Denton's opened the scoring for the visitors midway through the first half. Following the game, current Ferriby boss Steve Howsham revealed that a deal to sign striker Alberto is 99% done, as he still awaits international clearance. He also told us that fullback Stephen Brogan looks likely to re-sign for the new season.
Everything's just about agreed with Stephen, but he needs to get his ankle right, and he's doing his utmost to get right. He wants to stay with the club, simple as, but we've got to see signs that he's fit, and it's been a frustrating time for him. He's done most of the pre-season. He's only missed the last 2 weeks, and he's had the injection within that space of time, so he's upped his training again now. It'd be nice to see and try and get him some minutes on Wednesday against his ex-club.
Finally, some cricket news. Yorkshire have named their squad for their T20 game tomorrow evening against the Durham Jets. Tim Breslin captains the side, while Alex Lees is replaced by Tom Collar-Cadmore. Liam Plunkett also misses out as he continues his recovery from injury. That game tomorrow at Headingley starts at 6:30, and that's all for the sport.
Thanks very much, Jack. That's it for tonight. I'm afraid, as always, if you have a news story, then please visit our Facebook or Twitter pages or email news@estuary.tv. You can also phone our news desk, which is a Grimsby number 01472315553, or write to us at the usual address. As always, we look forward to hearing from you. On tomorrow's show, Jason Ledden on the Great Grimsby 10K and John Wiles on the Swan Song Leap Spectacular in Bridlington. Have a great Tuesday evening from all of us on the team.